the UniRC10 has lots of buttons and dials. What I'll do is I'll just talk about the flight modes first because they're different to the UniRC7. What I do like is that you have 6 buttons which can be configured with ArduPilotl as 6 different values on a single flight mode channel. And the way you do this is going into the menu here, into the drone options, and go to System. And under System, you can select the different, they call it gears. Well, gears is basically, are we using 6 flight modes on one channel, or 2 different channels, each with 3 buttons, or 6 independent buttons. I choose 6th gear, and then what also is important to do is to select for each one of the flight mode values, so for each button, what will be the PWM value that gets output for that specific button. You can see flight mode 1 here is set to 1000, flight mode 2 is set to 1300, 1400, 1550, 1700, and 2000. And that's because that works with ArduPilotl, so that if I, for example, now select
position
button 2, it goes into loiter mode. Button 3 goes into Q hover mode. Button 4 goes into Q loiter mode. Button 5 is set currently to auto mode, and button 6 is set to return to launch. You can see the buttons and dials on this buttons and dials section, and here L1, L2, L3, and R1, R2, and R3 are all grayed out and set to the flight mode, which is what's controlled in the system. This means I've got 6 flight modes that I can set for ArduPilotl, and each one is basically on a separate button, which I really, really like. So next, what I want to focus on is this button here. This is the home button. It's marked as H on the controller, but of course, until you set it up and configure it, it doesn't do anything. Well, obviously, I'm going to want H to be returned to home, so, or return to launch in ArduPilotl terms. So what I will do is figure out, first of all, which button is that? And I have figured that out. And what button that is this button right down here, and it's called M1. Now, all the buttons in the setup here for buttons and dials are all set to reset. And you notice that this one is the only one currently where I've set this one to lock. And the reason why I've set it to lock is because what happens here, if you go and look in the channels option, where what I've done is I've set channel 16 to be M1. So if I press that button, it goes on and it stays on. And that's important, because if I have that set to be a reset, then what will happen is if I press that, it will go on and it will go off again. And I've tested this, and I'm not 100% sure why, but if I do that as a reset button, it will go to return to launch, and then it'll immediately flick back to the flight mode that it was in before you press the button. So you want that to go on. So that button is now a lock button, which means you press it once it goes on, you press it once it goes off. And that is how you set RTL on the UniRC10 on the home button here. So what I like to do on ArduPilotl is have an interlock on arming. I like to use the new feature, well, it's not so new, I think it was in 4.5 in ArduPilotl, where you can set a channel to be arm emergency stop, which means by default the plane, in this case, would be in a motors emergency stopped. I think that's really important for a quad plane. With the VTOL motors, I want to know that no matter what happens, those motors are not accidentally going to start. So I set a channel, and I usually use channel 5, to be arm emergency stop. So that's setting 165 in ArduPilotl. And actually I can show you that in here, because that's one of the other nice things in the UniGCS. Let's check for RC5, because that's the channel we're looking at here. let's see what we got here. And the RC option for this function, our channel 5, is set to 5, which is, and if I scroll all the way down here, you will see that it is 165, and it's sort of gray. You can tell the difference, and it's got a check mark on it, arm emergency stop. Now, the way I do that is I have a Lua script that runs on the flight controller, and the Lua script is basically depends on two other switches on the controller, and this is one of the reasons why having all of these switches is really, really valuable on this controller. So the channels, dials, and buttons that I use here are on the side of the controller here. You have this button here, which is S1, and this button here, which is S2. And I have S1 and S2 programmed to be what I call an interlock. And that means I can't arm unless I hold that button down. And you'll notice that S2 is set to be a reset button. That's right there, it's set to be a reset button. That means that nothing happens unless I hold it. I'll show you that in a second. And then I have this switch here, and this switch is SA, and SA will do arming, but it will only do arming if I hold this button down here. Let me show you how that works. So if I go to my channels here, if I hold down this one, S2, that will stay on as long as I hold the button. And because it's a reset switch, as soon as I let go, it goes off again. So hold and off. And then I have SA here set as a 3-position switch, and SA will try to interlock, but if, and this is where the Lua script comes in. So I have a Lua script that makes sure that you're holding that button down, and if you press and try to do an arm using the switch, it will basically throw an error and say you didn't hold the interlock down. So now, if on the other hand, if I press this button and hold it, now it turns the motors on. It removes the emergency stop. And if I press it again, it'll try to arm, and it'll refuse to arm because I don't have the wings on the plane and nothing else is set up. But if everything else was good and the pre-arms had passed, then pressing and holding that and then switching switch A to the 3rd position would arm. So there are so many switches on the controller, I haven't been able to use all of them, but I do have a couple more that I've been able to implement to do things that I really like to have on my planes. I have, for example, used 3 of these 3-position switches here, these toggle switches. So this switch here is set for turning detect and avoid on and off, and I'll have another video coming about that. This switch here is to turn plane follow on and off, and that's a 3-position switch, so it's basically just your standard ArduPilotl 3-position switch. And this switch here is to turn geofences on and off. There are, in addition to that, 2 dials, so this one and this one, that I haven't actually programmed. And also on the back here, there are 2 kind of trigger switches for press to make something happen. So you have a switch here and you have a switch here. And again, I haven't done anything with that. And also I have another momentary switch here that I haven't used. Lastly, there are 2 potentiometers, so knobs that can be set to specific values. They're really nice feel to them, have a solid detent in the middle, left and right, and I haven't programmed those either, but they're available as options too. So the UniRC10 has a plethora, a richness of dials, controls, buttons and knobs, and I didn't run out, and I'm really happy with that. I got to set up everything I needed on my controller and still had some controls left to spare. I just want to highlight that while the UniGCS application from SiYi, the standard app that comes with the controller and can be used to set up the buttons and design controls and channels and some of the other system options, and to do software upgrades and that kind of thing. That's doable. But one of the nice things about the UniRC10, also with the UniRC7, is the controller runs on Android. This is an Android tablet, and because it's Android, you can install any apps you want from the Google Play Store, including, for example, or from other places, including Q Ground Control, which you can get from GitHub. And if I run Q Ground Control and connect to the air unit, which I can do by just connecting here, it connects at 192.168.144.20 at port 19856. Well documented in the manual. But as you can see, connects immediately, downloading parameters reasonably quickly, and you can absolutely fly your quadcopter VTOL fixed wing plane with Q Ground Control using the UniRC10 controller. It works just as you expect. It's basically got all the standard controls and features. You can change modes, you can check the messages displayed from the flight controller, you can set up the aircraft with the standard controls and configuration that you expect from Q Ground Control. The whole thing works out of the box. It's seamless, just as you'd expect. The MT11 camera full video will be coming soon. This is just a little bit of a taste. If you like this video, please click the like button. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss any interesting videos in the future. And please share this video with others. It's really important. It helps me to keep this channel going.